Hey, what's going on? Brian with an I, Frumps. Message me on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. Holler at me. So today's video, I'm going to talk about why I'm no longer a corrections officer. I was a corrections officer at 0125, which is a minimum custody prison across from the airport in Wilmington, North Carolina. The state prison. I don't remember how long I worked there or at the time this happened. So what happened was, as a corrections officer, you've got people, and it's a real thing, that even black people that are corrections officers fuck with their own people. Do you know what I mean? Which I thought was crazy, because I really thought black people stuck together. They don't. Which was a misconception that I had. So what happened was, I was working in dorm number 1, which is the work release dorm, and Officer Watkins, I'm going to use everybody's name because it's a real thing and I don't give a fuck. Officer Watkins came into my dorm, and there was a inmate, they called him Radio. His last name was Grimes. He was probably about 68 years old. He had been in prison for probably 28 years for manslaughter or something. And they were having a program where they let people out that were, didn't have any write-ups. It was called a MAP program. So if you get in trouble, you're not getting out now because of your life sentence. So you gotta keep your shit together. So apparently, well, not apparently, but Radio was smoking in my dorm, and just as I seen him smoking in my dorm, I was coming around the corner to tell whoever was smoking to knock it the fuck off. Officer Watkins walked in the outside door. Now, he's in yard 2, and he can come into my dorm and take a break, and but I wasn't really cordial with this guy because he was more of he wanted to be like a dick and cause trouble. So he comes in, he sees him smoking, he starts going, "Oh, I need a write-up sheet, I'm gonna write him up, we caught him smoking." And I said, well, I knew he had a MAP program, and I'm not a big writer-upper anyways. I think I wrote up one person. So what happened is, he goes to write him up, and then they go to get my statement, and I wouldn't cooperate, right? And by not cooperating, I said that I didn't see him smoking, so I can't really sign off on your statement. He's like, "Dude, come on, man, you seen him smoking, why?" So long story short, they were trying to get me to change my thing and even fudge my view of events to saying that, come on, well, if he said he was smoking, then he was smoking. Just change your story. And I was like, no, I'm not changing my story because I don't know what happened, So they basically started an investigation. I know this is crazy. They basically started an investigation, and they found somehow, I don't even know how, they found that there's no video or tape evidence, but they accused me of tampering with an investigation, like it was fucking Watergate or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I made the COVID virus and fucking gave it to people. They had nothing, on him. I hated the job. It didn't pay enough. It wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. Yeah, the uniform makes you look like a badass and stuff like that. But other than that, it's the most depressing job I ever had. And I said, I'm not telling on some guy and keeping him. Listen, I didn't come here as a kid and a guy that grew up in a small town in fucking outside of Western New York to fuck somebody's life up for the rest of their life. Whether he should have been smoking or not, I'm not having that shit on my conscience. So, I wouldn't go along with it. It cost me my job. I would do it all over again in a second. Like I was telling my new boss today, I had a bed bug business in New York. I didn't have one white customer I've always been able to get along with people of different races. I mean, doing pest control as an exterminator, you see all kinds of people, okay? And that's what I like about the job. You meet people from the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Saudi Arabia, Russia, all over the place. And, you know, I've always been able to get along with people, you know? I'm more interested in, you know, I used to use this in my comedy routine when I did stand-up, kind of like I'd say, listen, people of color, I know you can't say it, but I know what white people do. I've been fucking investigating them for years, you know? So I would talk about that, and like if I had a customer that was white for like a bed bug job, it always was some bullshit about their cat getting sick, or do you have insurance? My dog doesn't feel good. So anyways, that's what happened.